today we have some more information regarding the Iceberg in Fortnite and potential features coming in future seasons of Fortnite Battle Royale. And I am of course referring to the title and the thumbnail for this video, which is related to part of the map melting and underwater exploration by scuba diving and exploring the oceans of Fortnite Battle Royale. And that is due to this screenshot, which I will put on screen right now, and you can see it is from Donald Mustard. If you guys didn't know, Donald Mustard is the worldwide creative director for Fortnite, and he tweeted out this, saying, "And when I saw this cliff, I had to do this," and it's a short 10-second clip of him jumping off of a cliff into the sea. But the most important thing about this is the tweet that he put underneath the video, which says, "It actually gave me a good idea for something totally not associated with jumping off a cliff, maybe in Season 9. This could potentially very well be a throwaway statement, a throwaway tweet that isn't really used for anything. It doesn't need to be touched upon. It doesn't need to be elaborated on." But as we know historically with Fortnite, this is never the case. Any little Easter egg that comes into the game, any leak that happens, it potentially and almost certainly develops into something big. Like with the cube that came in, we knew that the cube was going to be a massive event even from the first instance that it came into the map. It started moving about and then it escalated and escalated to this massive thing that happened with the whole butterfly effect event. So I'm not going to dismiss this as some sort of little joke that Donald Mustard is playing here. I'm gonna fall for it. I'm gonna go straight in and explain to you guys why I think this is a massive thing for Fortnite. So this is a video of him jumping off a cliff, and it said it gives him an idea for something that's totally not associated with jumping off a cliff, which is blatant sarcasm, which means that it is associated with jumping off a cliff, but it says in Season 9. We are currently in Season 7, we have Season 8, and then Season 9 is the one after that. So it's very, very far away at this current time. It's 2 seasons away right now, and we've only recently just started Season 7. So this is something that they're going to be planning on for the very, very far future. But nonetheless, this is a very, very cool thing. So what do I think this is? So I think that him jumping off of a cliff is related to him jumping off the map in Fortnite into water. As of right now, if you jump off the cliff at the edge of any side of the map in Fortnite Battle Royale into water, you die instantly. You can't swim, you can't go underwater, you instantly die, you're done, out of the game, bye-bye. But the thing about this season is that they've introduced the snowy part of the map, which is gradually, over time, melting. We've seen that with Polar Peak. The castle was originally covered in ice, and it started to melt the snow off of the iceberg over time. So I believe as we go through Christmas and as we leave Christmas in the new year, more of the iceberg and more of that part of the map will start to melt and potentially slide back into the ocean or where it came from, leaving it as kind of underwater ruins. Alternatively, it could flood the Fortnite map. Because obviously, if you have a massive collection of ice and snow on a map like Fortnite Battle Royale, taking into consideration normal physics and normal behaviour of water, if there's a large mass of something that's frozen and it's given enough time to melt, it's not going to go anywhere. It's going to stay where it is, but it's going to be in liquid form, which is the case of Fortnite right now. There is a large quantity of the map, roughly about a quarter of the map, which is very, very big, that's covered in snow and ice. Once that melts, where's it going to go? It's not going to, you know, some of it might go back into the sea, you know, some of it on the edge of the map might go off the cliff, and the water might dissipate and join the ocean. But the majority of it, I think, will stay on the map, creating a new lake area or underwater section. And I believe that this is where Donald Mustard's feature of Season 9 is going to come into play. Because once all this iceberg melts, there's going to be massive areas of the map that's going to be covered in water. Now, whether or not this water will evaporate into the clouds and all this other stuff, I'm not a sciencey person, don't ask me. But relatively speaking, in general terms, once this melts, it's going to turn into water. So the whole part of the map, or at least some part of the map, will be covered in water. And this could lead on to the whole thing about this tweet about him jumping off a cliff and something related to Season 9. So I believe that some parts of the map, maybe Polar Peak, maybe some other areas, will go back into the ocean and might, you know, become ruins. And then we might be able to jump off the cliffs at the edge of the map using some sort of gear that we have to collect, or maybe it's just part of the update where you know, we're allowed to do it now. And you can go underwater in Season 9 from jumping off the edge of the map, and you can go underwater and explore. They might add new areas. There might be ways that you can access the ocean from in the middle of the map. There might be like some holes or some caves that you can go into and you can access underwater. Now, we can't expect Epic to add something interesting to all of the map, like the whole perimeter of the map, because obviously it's a massive island. You can jump off the edge of the map anywhere that you are on the map, 360 degree all the way around. If you go to any edge of the map, you can jump off it. Now, I don't think that they will make this a thing of where there's going to be points of interest all throughout the edge of the map. I think what's going to happen is they're going to do something with the new dragon eggs that were found. If you guys saw my last video, you would know that there are 5 dragon eggs in the map right now. If you haven't watched it, go and watch it, because then I'll give you information for this video. But it was theorized that those 5 dragon eggs are in fact water dragons. And if you can see the eggs, I'll try and put an image on screen right now so you can see. The silhouette inside the eggs kind of resembles a dragon or a seahorse. Okay, it's kind of like an S shape. It's got the posture correct, and it could potentially be some sort of water dragon that you can ride and you can go underwater with, that allows you to access the ocean and move relatively quickly in water. And that could kind of be the link between us and the ocean, which is the dragons. So we ride the dragons, which gains us access to go underwater and explore these ruins and explore these new points of interest. And then once we're done, maybe we can shoot out of the water and fly out and back onto land. This would be absolutely amazing and would open up so many new doors to opportunities for like points of interest and cities. Maybe they could do a thing with like Atlantis underwater. There could be an underwater city. There's underwater caves. But obviously this, as of the current moment, is only a theory, a very loose theory. But considering that it is Epic Games and they are tweeting this, I believe that this is a genuine thing. And bearing in mind, he does say Season 9, so potentially everything that leads up to that point is going to happen from Season 7 onwards. So maybe from Season 7 to Season 8, we're still seeing the effects of the Dragon Eggs and Polar Peak, and it's kind of a leading up to the point where we can access underwater. Either that, or they're not particularly prepared to do that at the minute. Maybe they already have all the events for Season 7 planned, they already have all the events for Season 8 planned, and the earliest that they can put this feature in is Season 9. That could very well be the case, or maybe it's just a case of we need to experience the current content and the story needs to play out, and then once it gets to Season 9, that would be the perfect time to introduce this, and Season 9 would make the most sense in the continuity of the Battle Royale storyline, you know, to release this feature. So we'll just have to wait and see, but this is a very big thing that the Worldwide Creative Director is tweeting something about this. If it was just like either A, a leak, or B, from one of the other, you know, employees of Epic, you probably wouldn't pay much attention to it. But considering that it's a very, very high up member in, you know, the Epic Games company that's tweeting this out, I kind of have to believe it, and I want this to be true, because being able to access stuff underwater in Fortnite has never been a thing. And being able to expand the map and expand, you know, areas that you can go to through using, you know, underwater means is amazing to me, because there's been a lot of changes to the map over the course of Fortnite's history, you know, from the meteors to the snowy part of the map to completely removing areas from the map. There's only so much that they can do on the mainland of the map. There's only so much, you know, so much change that they can make before it becomes either repetitive or boring, or people start to get annoyed that everything's changing. So for me, the logical next step would be for them to leave the map as it is at a certain point and start to explore underwater, because we haven't had access to it yet. No one can complain about it really, because it's just extra content. So that to me makes the most sense, that they would kind of move away from the mainland of the map and explore other means through underwater exploration and underwater points of interest. And I am very excited to see where this goes and see how this unfolds. But of course, those are just my thoughts. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to hear what you guys think about this whole thing. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like on it, subscribe if you want to see more videos like this, and my name has been Sleek Ozzy, and I will see each and every one of you in my next video. Goodbye, guys.